Welcome everyone, this is episode 112 of the Sprue. In this video I'll be detailing some jerrycans and also scratch building some racks for Tamiya's vintage SAS Jeep. Guys, in the previous video we added some interior detail to Tamiya's SAS Jeep, and it's time to move on to stowage, and the first of this being the multiple jerrycans that one can see in those famous reference photos from the Imperial War Museum. But first, a word from the sponsor.
I'm Lindy Swart. I'm the owner of Supernova Studio. We are an online store on the Bluff in Durban, South Africa. We sell hobby, arts and crafts products. We started in October 2018. I was working in the corporate world about 6 years ago when we decided to take a break and go on our own. My husband and I decided at the same time to change from corporate jobs to having our own businesses. So when COVID hit, we had to work and the hobby just took off. We had so many orders over COVID. My mom was away overseas. We actually used her flat to be able to put all the boxes. So her flat was full of boxes, and then we had to find a place to rent when she came back, just because we had so much work. I do all the importing myself of most of my brands, but we do have a wholesale side of our business, which is Super Hobby. We've got a beautiful online store. It's really easy to navigate. If you go onto supernovastudio.durban, you'll find us online.
Okay, back to the build, guys. Now this is the kit, of course, and quite a vintage one from 1974. And there are jerrycans included, but these aren't great. And the biggest problems being the cap, as well as that one missing handle. If you look at the pictures of the real thing, you can see this is actually quite far from reality. And in newer styrene kits, these accuracy issues have been addressed. Now, instead of ordering resin cans or 3D printed cans, I decided to just search my stash for what I have available. You remember from video 107 that the resin cans from Black Dog was a bit of a disappointment, so I decided to rather opt for something else. This is a kit that I have in my stash, plenty of jerrycans included there. And guys, for 3 SAS Jeeps we will need quite a few, I think 15 in total per Jeep. These of course include both the Allied as well as Axis jerrycans, and this is one of the sets that I used. You can see they're nicely detailed. There was some gap filling to be done, but really this is mine now. So many options, guys, for these. I mean, there are resin kits available, 3D printed ones. I decided just to use what I have in my stash. You can see there's the cap, much more realistic. I needed a few more, and this vintage kit from Italeri also supplied a few Allied and Axis cans. And again, these are nicely detailed, the caps are correct, as well as the side markings. So after a lot of sanding, a lot of filling, a lot of gluing, this is the final amount. A good paint job always starts with some primer, and once this is done, the metal base color I used is steel from AK Extreme Metals. This of course being available from Supernova Studio. Goes on super smooth, and that's the base color done. The next thing I wanted to do was to start adding some weathering, and my plan here, guys, is to do some chipping again, as I did with the Jeep body. However, one of the things I realized is that this seam at the bottom of this can is going to be a problem, especially the ones on the hood or the bonnet of the Jeep, and I'd have to address that. So I used some very thin styrene sheet. I cut little rounded rectangles, if you wish, for the bottom, and this served to cover up that very visible seam. So there we go. Actually, I should have done this earlier, But good thing I caught this when I did. Next, some light rust, and this I wanted to apply to the bottom of those cans. Often in old jerry cans, you'll see some rust accumulated right at the bottom. Some weathering is up next, and for this I used 3 shades of rust color from Vallejo Panzer Aces, and the sponge technique was again used just to apply this. And again, guys, I'm applying this in random spots, and eventually I'll be chipping through the tan and the desert colors to reveal all this rust and metallic colors underneath. So that's the basic metal and rust done, and I can move on to the next step. You can see there that is the underneath color, if you can put it that way, and the bottom there has also been detailed as well. So this is now ready for some micro flat from micro scale. And after I've done that, I'll be adding some chipping medium as well. Guys, I followed the exact same procedure that I followed in video 108 on the Jeep body. So again, the same ratio of chipping medium, 1 drop of chipping medium and 2 drops of tap water. And this is applied to the jerry cans. Guys, in terms of the actual color of these jerry cans, really the best we can do is best guesses based on black and white photos, because that's what's available from the era. I tried to do some online research, and there's some discussion of this on online forums. Sadly, a lot of it is very toxic, which I find very unfortunate in our hobby. But I decided on the same color as the Jeep for the Allied cans. The German cans seem to be a darker color than the Jeep. So because these pictures were likely taken before February 1943, I decided to play it safe and use a green color for the Axis cans. So there we go, these are the Allied cans, and I'll be applying UK Light Stone, the same color that I used on the Jeep body. This is applied with the airbrush, and remember now we've got the chipping medium underneath. This is the green color that I used for the Axis cans, and they are also applied with the airbrush as evenly, as smoothly as possible. So these are the cans painted in their original colors, factory fresh of course. One of the things I wanted to add, especially to the water cans, was a white cross, and guys, this is something you can see in reference photos as well. Now doing this is very simple. Just use some masking tape, tape up the area where the white cross needs to be, and in this case I decided on doing 4 cans, and I used white gray as the color for the cross there. So very easy to do with some simple masking. So these are the completed cans, factory fresh of course, and the next step is to start detailing them. First are the water cans, just adding a little bit of sponge color to that white cross to distress it a little bit. And next up is some chipping. Now this is the exact same method that I followed in episode 108, using some moisture, moistening those cans, and then basically just scratching the paint. And the chipping medium will allow the paint to be removed from this can. So a combination of toothpicks and that short bristled stippling brush did a great job of removing paint from certain areas on these cans. You can see there very nice weathered result indeed. Finally, I used one of the best sets of tools I have on my bench, these paint markers from AK. And guys, these are really excellent for adding very specific weathering to your models. In this case, the bottom, that exposed metal at the bottom of that jerry can. So this is the result. All these cans are painted, and I can move on to the next step. In the vintage instructions from Tamiya, you have the option of scratch building your own racks, and of course that is something I will definitely be doing. In reference pictures, these can clearly be seen. Metal retaining straps, as well as some canvas straps, keeping those cans in place. And this is something I'll have to make by hand. So with all these cans available, as well as my Jeep, The next step is just to start positioning these and taking careful measurements. I'll be scratch building the racks as well as the retaining straps myself. So take careful measurements. For the racks, my first idea was to use very thin styrene card, but not all my ideas are great, and this material will not do. I decided to use metal instead, this sheet of brass, and some strips there, 2mm strips, would work much better. It's also very much closer to the real thing, of course. The next step was to glue the cans together, and that would make it easier to build the racks around them. So there's the cans. Now guys, if you look closely at reference pictures, you'll see that the canvas straps have been riveted to those metal retaining brackets, and you can see them all over the SAS Jeep, the back there behind that officer. And to make these, I used a blunted nail from the garage. I considered a few options, and really the simplest one worked the best. Because this is soft metal, it's very easy just to make an indentation with the nail, and there we go, an instant rivet. So quite easily, very easily done. Next step is just to start wrapping this around the cans, constructing that little rack. And after a few tries, guys, this is the result. So these are the rear racks. I made 2 of those, and I made some retaining brackets from brass for the front cans as well. So with this done, I could move on to paint. And guys, with metal parts especially, it's important that you prime them properly. In this case, I used a black primer from Mr. Hobby, this being my go-to primer nowadays. Now for the straps, I decided on using 1mm Tamiya masking tape, as well as some khaki colored Vallejo primer, using my little homemade jig, and very easy just to apply some color to those strips of masking tape. So this is the rack painted in the same color as the Jeep, a little bit of camouflage color applied. You can see there the front ones as well. Our little indentations for the rivets are there. These are the straps, and I can now start assembling this stuff. Now, of course, there's a buckle necessary, and this I made from some 0.3mm wire. A few of them. They were painted gunmetal gray. And once everything was assembled, it's just a case of inserting those cans into the racks and wrapping the retaining straps around them. So that's the cans in place, and it's easy then just to wrap that little piece of masking tape, strap those cans down inside that rack. So there you go, the buckles have been applied, and this is actually looking quite nice. I was quite thrilled with this. The last thing to do is add a little bit of weathering to the racks, and I decided to speed things up and just use my paint markers from AK. They really are so well suited to this sort of weathering. The last step, of course, glue these in place, put them on the bonnet, position them correctly all around the Jeep, and guys, there we go. Some much improved jerry cans for our little vintage SAS Jeep, and honestly, I'm thrilled with these results. Now, this is a big part of the build, and with this done, I can now move on to the remaining parts of the interior. Certainly thrilled with the look of those buckles and the masking tape straps. In many cases, guys, the simplest ideas work the best, and this certainly is one of those cases. Now, of course, the history of the early SAS and the long-range desert group is very much intertwined. And you'll remember from my previous video, I started work on the Thunder models LRDG trucks, guys, and that'll be coming in my next video. As I say, the SAS build and the LRDG builds go hand in hand, and these are great companion builds. A reminder that you can buy your Thunder Models vehicle kits at a 10% discount on the Supernova Studio website right now if you use the promo code Thunder. Guys, these are excellent kits, and do make use of the opportunity to grab these at a discount. That's it then for video 112. Thank you for joining me. As always, follow me on Instagram for regular updates on all my builds. Thank you for watching.